Okay. Carter retweeted multiple free Palestine tweets. The one you read was a response to people shitting on her for it. Oh, okay. Accidentally launched missiles at my neighbor. Okay. So, that shit is... Zayn is based. Oh, Zayn Malik? Yeah, no shit. Listen, this is when you're going to see a lot of... You're going to see a lot of Muslims come out of the woodwork for this, all right? This is like one issue that's a fucking red line for most... Like, for most Muslim people that live in the Western world, they're like, come on, this is like incredibly fucking unacceptable. Like, we know that our governments are run by dogs, okay? That's the truth. Like, all Gulf nation states are run by fucking hayvan ol hayvan, animals, okay? Dogs, American puppets. But, like, the people in said nations do not stand for this kind of brutality. For the most part. Itoli, hayvan ol hayvan. Anyway, so Zayn also said, I stand with the Palestinian people and support their resistance to colonization and protection of their human rights. My heart aches for the families who have lost loved ones. We cannot stand silent witnesses to children being orphaned and murdered and not demand for the human rights of all Palestinians. This must end. Free Palestine. Okay? For those of you who don't know, I don't know if you know this or not, but Zayn Malik is Muslim. So, you know, he's... Didn't Gal Gadot serve in the Israeli military? Oh, yeah. Bella Hadid is also Palestinian, too. The Hadids are, I think, Palestinian, of Palestinian descent. So, or half Palestinian. So this is like, this infographic has been going around as well. Bella Hadid posted this shit. Anyway, we'll talk about that as well. But like, you know, you already know what has been happening in Al-Aqsa and in Jerusalem and in Palestine if you've been watching me. But this has a lot of this has a lot of impact. Like, these people have a lot of fucking stands and shit, and them getting the word out is really important. Like, I can only do so much to educate people as much as I possibly can. But these people have a much, much larger audience of normies. Like, they have normie penetration. Right? We already know all the details, but, you know, they both posted this. On May 7th to 10th, Israeli forces stormed Al-Aqsa Mosque in Jerusalem and unleashed tear gas and stun grenades and rubber-tipped bullets on Palestinian worshippers. If you ask the Israeli government, though, well, those Palestinian worshippers were, you know, asking Allah for the Islamic ray gun. So, honestly, who's to say? Both sides are at fault there, boys. Sorry. It's just the truth, okay? You know, on the one hand, you have an incredible militarized force coming in with less than lethal weapons that can cause significant harm, entering a house of worship. And on the other hand, you have motherfuckers on top of prayer rugs praying to Allah. Who knows? I mean, that's really threatening. He was praying very menacingly. I just can't, I'm sorry, I can't comprehend who's at fault here because I'm a fucking psychopath. Okay? Anyway, the violence took place during the final days of Ramadan, which is the holiest month for Muslims. For those of you who don't know, Al-Aqsa Mosque is the third holiest site for Muslims. Like, I'm not going to joke about this, but like, I said this as well. I said, like, I've talked about Al-Aqsa's importance in the Islamic world, but like, this does seem kind of weird because it's like, it's the third holiest site. It's like, damn, bro, you guys are really, we're all really disrespecting Al-Aqsa. You know what I mean? Imagine not being the fucking second most holy site or the first most holy site. Obviously, it's fucking Kaaba, Mecca. So, like, I don't know why we're tier listing this, but, you know, maybe we shouldn't be specifying this all the time. You know what I mean? Anyway, so Palestinians remained at Al-Aqsa Mosque after evening prayers in order to protest Israelis' plans to forcibly evict more than 200 Palestinians from their homes in the Sheikh Jarrah neighborhood of East Jerusalem, which is Palestinian territory, which is currently being occupied by the Israeli military, and that is fucking unacceptable by the United Nations and, like, you know, whatever kind of fucking human rights that we claim to believe here in the Western world. That we consistently, you know, turn a blind eye to. So, The latest evictions came from a 73-year-old military occupation against Palestinians, which began in 1948. More than 300 Palestinians were hospitalized this week, with at least 25 announced dead, including 10 children, after Israeli airstrikes hit Gaza. Hamas later launched rockets in retaliation, reportedly killing 3 Israelis and injuring 100. The violence that has erupted across Jerusalem is a culmination of rising tensions and protests in the occupied Palestinian territories. Muslim One Direction. Yeah. How about, turns out One Direction, turns out the direction that they wanted, the direction they're talking about was the direction of the Kaaba, motherfucker. I didn't realize that Zayn Malik was talking about directing towards Mecca in prayer. That's what they've been teaching these goddamn kids, brother. What the fuck? Anyway, goddamn One Direction agenda, brother. So, directing our teenagers in the glories of Sharia law, brother. What the fuck? Okay. So, yeah, we're gonna talk about we're gonna talk about Muhammad Kurd's being kicked out of his neighborhood by Israeli forces and stuff. Like, our allies can violate human rights as much as they want. I mean, we violate human rights as much as we want. Human rights are a suggestion, or rather, a fucking justification to literally fucking destroy Eastern nations and developing nations. And some of them are truly violating human rights, but like, we violate human rights to punish them for violating human rights. Do you understand? It's a suggestion for the Western world, and it's used as an example or used as a reason for, these supposedly pacifist liberals and the entirety of the fucking, the entirety of the Western world to feel comfortable and sleep at night while they engage in genocidal and bloodthirsty actions against those that are less fortunate and have a bad spawn point. Okay. It is a cute idea. So yeah, that was, and then this was another one that was like super triggering to some Israeli friends that I have that I know were very upset about this one. So aren't Israelis and Palestinians just fighting over religion? They're not fighting. Israelis are the oppressors and Palestinians are the oppressed, and the situation is about anything but religion. Isn't it just an argument over land between Muslims and Jews, though? No, it's not. Before the creation of Israel, I like that Israel's in quotations, only 73 years ago, Palestinian Christians, Jews, and Muslims all peacefully coexisted in Palestine. The Palestinian Christian community is the oldest Christian community in the world. Oh, there are Palestinian Christians. Yes, there are. There are also Palestinian Jews, like the Samaritans who reside in Nablus. Both are oppressed by Israel. Israel in quotation again. The point is, making the suffering of Palestinians seem like a religious conflict is factually incorrect. So if they're not fighting over religion, what are they fighting over? There is no fighting. There is only Israeli colonization, ethnic cleansing, military occupation, and apartheid. When I say Israel, I'm referring to a group of people, a group of settlers who are colonizing Palestine. All facts, no printer, no cap. Oh my Lord, I never thought I would see the fucking day. Look, Bella Hadid is half Palestinian, whatever. These are people that are already like Muslim and fucking have a different understanding of what's going on there. But ultimately, I never thought I would see the day where so many fucking people in the Western world would have access and see what is actually fucking going on in Palestine and has been going on for such a long time since the beginning of the occupation. It is fucking mind-boggling to me. You know what I feel like? I hate I'm not saying, is this the correct take? Yes. I'm not saying that like it's ultimately a good thing. Obviously, it's not. It's so horrible, but this feels exactly like what happened during the George Floyd protests, where for the first time in my life, I saw a majority of people actually come to terms with why Black Lives Matter was important
7 months of
as a movement,
turkeys.
and how police brutality disproportionately targeted black people, and that these people that were protesting police brutality were actually protesting police brutality for legitimate reasons. Now, of course, having said that, we know what the fuck happened in the aftermath of BLM. It's not like, it's not like we eliminated police brutality in America, but it is crazy to see that this level of support, this level of solidarity for the people of Palestine, for Palestinian people, is being seen by so many people and being met with positively. It definitely is a wild situation. No, Hamas is not fucking based, dude. What the fuck? Listen, guys, like, ultimately, when you're pushed into a fucking corner, you have no other option. Like, these people join a organization that is still very fundamentalist, okay? Very conservative, very Islamist, very fundamentalist. It's like saying ISIS is based because they're fucking fighting. Well, not really. It's not. I wouldn't make a one-to-one comparison like that, because there is more legitimacy to the actions of like taking up arms against oppression and colonization. But you're not going to fucking, I'm not going to say that Hamas is based or anything like that. I'm not some fucking dipshit white leftist who's like, hey, Hamas is still based. Okay. But there's a reason why, Palestinian, Palestinian leaders will refrain from, I mean, they will criticize Hamas for understandable reasons, but won't fully fucking be like, yeah, fuck Hamas, they're bad, even though they are bad, okay? And that is because that is used as a justification to paint the entirety of Gazans and the entirety of Palestinians with the broad brush of violent militants. But in certain respects, obviously occupied people do have a fucking legal justification for why they take up arms against their occupiers and against their oppressors, against their colonizers, especially when their colonizers are engaging in ethnic cleansing and mass displacement. Okay?
Again, we throw a stone into the river of making a difference.
My grandmother is currently outside complaining to my mom on the phone that I'm not eating the manta that she made me at 10 a.m. I'm hearing her right now.
I chat has.
She's literally on the phone complaining to my mom that I don't want, that I said I'm not going to eat the manta. They're not based, they're not mindless terrorists? Yes. We're going to talk about the language that people use in a second as well when they describe Palestinian people and what Palestinian people go through versus, yes, my grandmother is, of course, very Turkish and is deeply offended that I did not eat the manta that she made at 10 a.m. for me. 10 a.m. Manta is a dinner meal, okay? I'm just letting you know. Okay, you have two eel, yeah. I'm getting sidetracked. How are they able to do that to Palestinians? Is because they have the support of other settler colonies like the United States, Australia, Canada, and also support from former colonial powers like the UK, France, Belgium, and others. Yeah, former colonial powers. Former. For them to call out Israel, they would have to start to answer questions about their own existence, about reparations and justice for the people they colonized. True. So why did I think it was conflict over religion? Israel tends to spread misinformation about its own short settler colonial existence in order to conceal the reality on the ground. It is a lot easier to disassociate yourself from a situation that has been wrongfully minimized to a religious conflict happening since the beginning of time. Israel is responsible for over 7.2 million Palestinians being refugees. Yes, Israel tries to minimize what's happening to a religious conflict to draw away attention from the fact that they are a settler colony still in the process of brutally colonizing Palestine. Wait, why did she all of a sudden get fucking woke? It's like she knows facts now. They massacred and destroyed over 540 Palestinian towns and villages. Yes.
Free Palestine.
They're also responsible for the displacement of over 7.2 million. I think she fucked up the the order of over 7.2 million Palestinian refugees and deny them their legal right to return, saying it's a religious conflict denies Palestinians their right to liberation, freedom, and justice. In some ways, like I said, this is why. Okay, so there's a reason why. A lot of people, when I originally said this is like Israel having his like white person moment, and used language such as colonization.
Hi, Hassan, you are very handsome today.
Use language like colonization, and how triggering that was for a lot of people is because Jews internationally and historically have been marginalized. Yeah, see, calling Israel a colony is raksit. No, the proper term that you should be using in that situation to fucking try to justify genocide and colonization that is ongoing is anti-Semitic, not racist. Despite the fact that, you know, Palestinians are Semitic people as well, but that doesn't matter. So, my man said Raxit. So, it's Socratic dialogue. The other person just goes, by Zeus, you are correct, Socrates. Why do you say a conflict when it's not? A conflict means there's equal footing, which is not the case. I don't know, man, because I want to whitewash Israel's genocide, okay?
Like
that's why. You fucking caught me, you stupid bitch. You really caught me, dude.
I hope you noticed
in my 8 hours of coverage for the past 2 days, when I have, like, documented nearly every single act of violence that has occurred in the past week, I guess when I said conflict to describe it quickly, I must have been whitewashing Israel's crimes. Thank you for catching me. Thank you for hyper-focusing on literally the least important part of this conversation. A conflict doesn't necessarily have to mean there is symmetrical warfare, okay? Because there isn't. It is not symmetrical. It's asymmetrical. Stop fucking tone policing, you dumb fuck.
Sick food.
Okay? Anyway. Isn't Hamas super anti-Semitic, though? Their actions don't stop at self-defense from occupation and colonization. They want to punch back even harder and eliminate all Jews. Okay. Yes. But also, who fucking cares? They are literally a tiny fucking... They are a tiny militant cell that has no fucking power and no relevance. Okay? They are not the entirety of Palestinians. They do not represent the interests of the entirety of Palestinians. And there is a major difference between what the fuck Hamas does and how it fucking how it touches on like every single Palestinian versus what the fuck the IDF does. Okay? If one side has sovereignty over the other, and that is a completely controlled territory, and they're still shutting off, crippling, and cutting off all access, electricity, power, water to millions of people that are currently living in the Gaza region. And the other side has like fucking homemade RPGs that they're fucking trying to launch like Teflon into Israeli borders over, and that immediately gets caught by the Iron Dome. There is a tremendous amount of asymmetrical warfare there. They are a scapegoat. Hamas is a scapegoat. If you want to stop terror, if you want to stop Hamas, then stop legitimizing their fucking actions by bombing entire city blocks and murdering people who were Palestinian, who happened to be buying fish next to a fucking car that you dropped a bunch of bombs on. Okay?
Hassle.
Anyway. Maybe Israel would have more success ending Hamas if they didn't keep justifying their existence. Yeah, it's like the Taliban. It's like what America has done with Taliban. Every single time there's Western involvement, or every single time there is an occupying force in a country, you are going to legitimize violent resistance against that occupying force, especially when there is nothing that these people have. They have no infrastructure. They have no education. They have no fucking clean water. Like 90% of Palestinians living in Gaza don't even have access to fucking clean water regularly. Okay? And then on top of that, bombs are flying over their fucking heads. And they don't have a sick-ass Iron Dome system that the American government paid for under the Obama administration. Okay? So what the fuck are they supposed to do? They have nothing. They literally have nothing. And also, on top of that, Hamas didn't start on its fucking own out of nowhere. There were multiple resistance groups in Palestine at the time that Hamas was being formed. And the Israeli government, much like Western nations did in their effort to colonize and destabilize the Middle East, decided to back the Hamas horse because those Islamist fundamentalists were going to provide they were going to provide a better enemy, I guess, than the other leftist and or Marxist and not fundamentalist resistance groups that were forming. They wanted to provide a counterweight to those other leftist and or Marxist liberation groups. So it's literally not as simple as just like these guys are bad and they're doing bad things because they're bad people and they're mindless fucking terrorists or some shit. Hamas was preceded by the Muslim Brotherhood, which was a right-wing anti-communist religious fundamentalist organization, which was supported by the U.S. and Israel. This always happened.
Also, why is my name Gray? Also, I love you all. Also, free Palestine.
Anyway, having said that, before we move on with some videos and talk about some of these girl bosses and shit, I have to run an ad because it's the top of the fucking hour and I forgot to run one. The top of the hour, every hour, we run a 60-second ad break. Like, you're right, they're a scapegoat, but it's not homemade RPGs. It's legit weapons and organized force. What the fuck can Israel do besides deoccupy or dissolve entirely? As that seems unrealistic with current support there. I'm not being entirely disingenuous. Hamas's weapons are nothing in comparison to the might of the IDF. Are you fucking insane? Like, they get some fucking rockets from like Iran every now and then, but ultimately it literally doesn't. It's meaningless, especially because have you fucking seen the Iron Dome? It still kills people, by the way. The Iron Dome is only 90% effective at intercepting missiles, but you know, it's like a fucking kid in a playground with a rock going up against the American military. Okay? That's crazy. Like, they are not even in the same league. There is no way. Like, comparing that is the most insane thing. Anyway, I got to run the ad. Hold on. Are you in favor of a two-state or one-state solution? No, I'm in favor of a one-state solution where all Palestinians and all Israelis have equal footing and equal rights. Okay, and have courts that are, again, occupied by both Palestinians, Muslims, Christians, Jews, everyone. Okay, sorry, it's literally the only way to solve this fucking conflict. Probably never going to happen. And the two-state solution is literally, as we have seen so far with the actions that Israel, the atrocities that Israel commits in the occupied region in the West Bank. We know that, like, they don't need the fucking Hamas justification to, like, go out and commit incredibly brutal acts against innocent Palestinians. They will do it regardless because they just don't want them to be there. I keep repeating myself with this Noam Chomsky quote, but there's a significant difference between the apartheid genocidal state that Israel is currently in versus the apartheid state of South Africa. Because the South African population, the white South African population, there are similarities, by the way.
Speaking about Palestine.
But the white South African population required or needed the black population to enslave as their workforce. Israel does not need Palestinians to be enslaved and be a part of their workforce. They just want them gone, no matter what. Okay? They just do not want them to be there. They want them to be displaced. And they were, and they've been very successful in doing so. Anyway, how would democracy in a one state help if one group outnumbers the other? Something to think about. Something to think about. Maybe that's a motivating factor for why Israel has never wanted a one state solution.
At Hasanabi, thanks for all the work you do, sir.
Hey, by the way, that's just how fucking democracy works. I'm just letting you know. Anyway, okay, I fucking keep forgetting. As I was saying before, I got to run an ad here. If you no longer want to see the ads, you can subscribe. You can do it for $5 or for free by connecting your Amazon Prime to your Twitch account. You get one free Twitch Prime subscription, and you can use that Twitch Prime subscription to have an ad-free broadcasting experience. You can also use a VPN or an ad blocker. I'm going to watch this East Jerusalem sharing our house with Israeli settlers in Sheikh Jarrah video that just dropped from The Guardian. Surprised that The Guardian is actually covering this when we know how fucking reactionary and right-wing the British media is and continues to be.
Okay.
But here's the ad break now. I'm running it currently. And, okay. Oh, it's from 2011. Oh, my God. I thought they just dropped. Dude, what the fuck? I'm so stupid. It's from 2011. My bad. This is probably going to have the parts of that documentary that I've shown you guys already. It doesn't matter, by the way. The fact that it's from 2011 or even from 2009 doesn't matter, because the same issues that are, yeah, I saw 2011 and I thought 2021. The same issues are ongoing, and you will see that as well. It's like when I talk about fucking systemic racism in the United States, or when I talk about police brutality in America, it's literally always the fucking same.
بيتنا حارة الشيخ جراح المكون من 28 بيت. كل بيت فيه عائلة فلسطينية عايشة فيه، وكل عائلة فلسطينية لها قصة مع المستوطنين متشتتين. هون بيتنا اللي تم الاستيلاء عليه 3/11 10 الصبح، ما كانش في حدا في المنطقة، واستولوا عليه بطريقة سهلة بمساعدة الشرطة الإسرائيلية. وين ما يكون بتلاقي شرطة أو مستوطنين في الشيخ جراح، كأنه الشيخ جراح زي كأنه منطقة عسكرية. بتلاقي كتير دور. فوت على أي دار في الشيخ جراح رح تلاقي قصة مخزنة.
Al-Kurd family built an extension to the front of their house. An Israeli court ruled that the extension is illegal, and it could therefore be taken over by Israeli settlers. Sorry, boys, the fucking Israeli courts ruled that this house is ours. You know what I'm saying? So we're just gonna settle in here, dude.
تواجد الجيش إشي طبيعي في الحارة عشان يوفروا الأمان والحماية للمستوطنين.
I swear to, okay, dude, literally, this is
I ain't
fucking
gonna
2011. There's
Yeah,
parts of
that's
this
me.
probably from it's similar. It's exactly the same to the video that I showed you guys from 2009. And it could have been shot literally fucking yesterday.
رح نورجيكم هلا زي ما انتم شايفين بس نوصل نقرب شوي صديق شمعان واللي هو مكان عبادة للمستوطنين. أنا عن جد خايف مع إني فتت على هذا المكان أكثر من 3 مرات بس كل مرة بفوت فيها ما قدرتش أتوغل أكثر من المحل اللي أنا فيه هلا. فهل من ممكن إنه أفوت لجوا أكثر وهل ستكون نهايتنا إنه نركض إحنا في الآخر؟ زي ما شايفين في مستوطن بس هلا مش شايفنا. حبيت أطلع الزبالة.
8 months of depression.
طبعا أنا مش راح أسترجع أفوت ولا يلا. متنقلين جنبين سوريا مهبتين. كونش يا بان كونش. اسكتي هي هربت أبي.
Did you see that act of aggression? Boys, I don't even know if these kids are alive still to this day, because if they kept that energy and maybe even threw a rock or two, they're probably dead, for the record. Just letting you know.
ها وين بدك تروحي؟
فوق
شو بدك تسوي؟
الشاشة.
عشان طب هاتي بوسه الكاميرا. العبي معها العبي.
Thank you for streaming, man. I am really happy that you're doing such a great job of spreading truth.
معلومة قصيرة عن هذه ساحة الألعاب. لسه زي ما شايفين هناك
Good job with the
هناك
podcast.
هذيك
Keep up the good
الساحة
content.
كل مستوطنة معها مفتاح لهذا القفل المحطوط على الباب. امتى ما بده ابنها يلعب فيه بيقدر يفوت. اما اذا يعني طفل فلسطيني فات عليه رح ياكل اكله من المستوطنين.
اطلع من هون يا كلب يا ابن الكلب.
فات جوا بيلعب فيه.
كلب.
כן, בוא נצטלם פה על
Free
הגינה.
Palestine.
זה גינה שלנו, אנחנו מאוד אוהבים את הגינה הזאת, משקיעים בה הרבה.
כל חרא, כל חרא.
בעזרת אלוקים,
الله ياخذك.
אנחנו נצליח לגרש אתכם מכל הדירות פה.
وين رايح محمد؟ بيت شامل. ما تدق. ايش هلا؟
יודע
Free
ללכת,
Palestine.
התינוק שלנו והוא לא רוצה ללכת כאן. וכזה מלוכלך והוא רוצה לשחול על הידיים.
باي.
Love the content, keep it up.
هي هون صار الاشي بمحض الصدفة. لا طبعا هذا الاشي بصير يوميا. باصات سياحية يهودية بتيجي بتعرفهم عن المنطقة بتورجيهم قديش انه المستوطنين عايشين هون يا حرام زي المساكين والعرب دايما هم اللي بهجموا بس الاشي دايما بصير هون.
Look at that bunch of libs, dude, coming in from America, taking a look, doing a little bit of settler tourism, you know, getting a good feel for it.
بالعكس.
You know, just taking a look at exotic lands, dude. Let me tell you something, okay? This shit is literally straight up the exact same shit, the exact same as colonialism, okay? It's just the same. They're looking at these fascinating exotic territories of indigenous fucking tribal people that they're wiping out, but because the tribal people
This is
aren't fucking
insane.
humans, they're barbarian savages that are I don't know why they're acting so violently. I mean, it's crazy. I don't really understand. You know, maybe they just want to protect their homes. Who knows? But you know, why are they being so violent as we literally fucking colonize their lands? And they're that's how safe they are. Like, that's how safe they are that they could like do fucking little tourism spots.
הבעייתי ביותר, בוא נקרא לו ככה, גרים כאן, חציון של הבית, החלק החדש שאתם רואים, נבנה בצורה לא חוקית, ולכן בית המשפט החליט, היות וזו הפרה של תנאי הדייר המוגן, החליט לתת לנו את החלק שנבנה באופן לא חוקי.
ممنوع بالارض يا ما هلو هاي get out from our land get out شاكت انت مالك شيء شاكت راسك.
Like, and then they have like colonial courts. They are subjected to the colonial court system where like the fucking colonizers, the motherfucking colonizers get to dictate the rules of what happens to your fucking home, dude. Would you rather be there no Jewish homeland? Last time it was the centennial. Everyone blamed the Jews convention. We got massacred because we had nowhere to escape to. Yeah, dude. That's what I'm saying. Listen, motherfucker. You don't get to fucking build a goddamn homeland by engaging in incredibly fucking violent acts. Like some of the most cruel and inhumane things that your people were fucking subjected to. It doesn't work that way, dude. You don't get a fucking one free genocide card because your people have been genocided, okay? What kind of stupid shit is this? I don't understand. And the worst part about it is that, like, Jewish people, because of their shared history, are or have been historically and still are at the forefront of liberation movements and have been for a very long fucking time, with the exception of psychopathic, ultra fucking right Zionists who literally are just like, nah, fuck that. It's crazy. Yeah, Israel wants to just have living space. Yeah, me too, dude. Let me just come over to your house, kill your fucking parents, and just settle my ass in your living room. I want a living space, dude. It doesn't work that way, right? How the fuck can you look at some of the most insanely inhumane aspects of settler colonialism and like displacement and ethnic cleansing and go, bro, they just need a place. It's like, yeah, dude, yeah, the fucking Germans needed a place and needed a place without Jews, I guess. And it was legal, technically, according to German law. Is that acceptable? No. So shut the fuck up. That was a Lebensraum joke. Yeah, I mean, it was a Nazi comparison law. Lebensraum means living space. Yeah, okay, well, I didn't get it, but I brought it back to the same shit. It's literally Lebensraum. Hate to make the Nazi comparison, but it's identical. Yeah. I didn't realize the chatter was being sarcastic because unfortunately there's a lot of motherfuckers who utilize that same kind. Okay, one thing that has happened in this community or in this chat in general since I started covering this, since the tensions fucking rose to a point like where everyone is paying attention to it, luckily. I've seen a lot more idiotic Nazis who think like just because I'm criticizing fucking settler terrorism means that you could be anti-Semitic and say stupid shit like Hitler was right. That is the easiest way to get clapped up, and I hope you get fucking IP banned from the platform, you Nazi fucks. And then there's the other side where it's like you have Zionist colonizers who are insanely aggressive about justifying the occupation to a degree where, like, I don't know if they're being sarcastic. So when I hear some motherfucker in my chat saying like, well, maybe they just needed some living space, I don't know if they're being sarcastic because I've heard motherfuckers say that over and over again in here.
Let's get back onto the bus and let's go back and try and acquire more properties. Very nice, I'm
sorry you guys had to see some Palestinian children here. I am sorry for the offensive sight. Let's get out of here.
We're here to stay. Don't you ever forget it. You're a murderer. You are murderers.
And she's not Jewish, bro. That's a fucking evangelical Christian. I swear to God. No shot.
You're a murderer.
No shot. That is a straight up Southern evangelical white psychopathic Christian. Just going full fucking mega Karen in the middle of occupied Palestinian territory, dude. Calling fucking 5-year-old Palestinian kids murderers. Sick freak, dude. Absolutely sick freak. I saw her at the grocery store yesterday yelling about masks. Yeah.
Yo.
I used to live in a bad neighborhood. I just moved. It's so easy. Dude, you're a fucking disgusting freak, dude. Oh, imagine fucking putting out a pussy ass sock account when your original account got banned to just say some dumb shit only to just get clapped immediately. Yeah, dude. Hey, Palestinians just move. Oh, wait, dude. Wait a minute. They did fucking move. The reason why those Palestinians are there is because they originally were displaced from Haifa. They originally were displaced. So then the fucking Jordanian government was like, all right, well, the lines were drawn and they decided this will be your new neighborhood. And they're like, nah, just move again, motherfucker. Just sell your house and move, forehead.
Free Palestine.
It's so easy. Dude, people say just move, forehead, but they don't even want to move their fucking fat ass on the couch of the goddamn kitchen, dude. Yeah, why don't they just go back to their country, right? I'm a Jewish person. How are you not all embarrassed by the heartless rhetoric you use against Palestinians? Oh, you're saying to the people who are just like, yeah, fuck them. Calling Palestinians thugs because you got kicked out of a Walmart for calling black kids thugs. And also, there is nowhere to move. There is nowhere to go. Even though it is completely fucking unethical to just be like, yeah, you should fucking move regardless. So the reality is not just move, forehead. The reality for a lot of people is just die. Like, why won't you die quietly? That's the real fucking issue. Some people are more open about their bloodthirst than others, like Ben Shabibo, who in 2003 advocated on Town Hall for a final solution to Palestinians. He said that it is the last solution. He didn't use the term final solution, but he said it's not a pretty solution. It's an ugly solution, but it's the last solution to move all Palestinians that are currently living in that entire region away on trains. Literally ship them away on trains. To where? He didn't have an idea for that, but why would you? Why would you decide where Palestinians should go? Or even why would you care if they go anywhere when you don't see them as human beings? Okay? Adolf Shapiro. He said the only, not that it makes a difference. Yeah, sorry, he didn't say, he said it was the only solution.
Pog champion.
Countries the size of New Jersey, move where? Into the middle of the desert? I've been to Israel many times. I have a lot of family there. I like move where with what resources? Yeah. Yo, there is no freedom of movement for Palestinians worldwide either, by the way. That's the other thing. Like, they can't even fucking move, dog. Yeah. Hey, Palestinian person living in Gaza. Are there bombs exploding overhead? Just move. Oh, wait, you can't because you literally live in one of the grossest acts of collective punishment inside of an open-air prison that Israel completely controls. So you can't even fucking move anywhere if you wanted to because Israel won't let you. These motherfuckers act like these guys could just like move out of here and like get great real estate from Tel Aviv. You know what I mean?
Hassan, have you seen Fred Moten's speech on Palestine? Love you, brother. Thanks for daycare.
In our own eyes, not from television.
This is actually a common thing Israelis do. It's called Gaza war tourism. Here's one Israeli war tourist gleefully calling for the mass murder of Palestinians in Gaza, and then she admits she's a little bit fascist. Yeah, I mean, Israelis watch bombs drop on Gaza from front row seats. So this is called Sidarat Cinema. This happened in 2014. It's not new, but it happens anytime there is like bombing campaigns where Israelis was just like literally fucking go up and perch up on top of mountains to watch like little fucking Gazan babies get eviscerated by the might of the Israeli bombs. Sponsored by Raytheon. Hashtag Gaytheon. Hashtag LGBT missiles. Hashtag ad. So, you know, just laser guided fucking American missiles being lobbed overhead. Yeah, Sidarat Cinema. This is actually a common thing Israelis do. It's called Gaza war tourism.
We want to see it in our own eyes, not from television point of view. They chose Hamas to rule them. It's their fault. They got it to where it is now, not us.
But don't you think you'll get worse by bombing them?
No, I think that's the only solution. I think they should just clear off all the city. Just take it off the ground. Yes, I'm a little bit fascist. We want to see it.
Hassle.
A woman with BLM in her bio, unsure where she stands on ethnic cleansing in Palestine. Yeah. There's a lot. Listen, it's about who gets to them first. Okay? If you have someone who is like completely and blindly loyal to Israeli propaganda,
Viva
and
Palestine,
they're the one who fucking describes to you what's going on the ground, you can straight up fucking say, like, you can paint a picture, especially with so much Islamophobic sentiment that gets expressed through American media to justify our other evil conquests in the Middle East. People are just going to be like, oh yeah, okay, terror cell. They're all terrorists. They're baby killers, and they're killing my my nice little resort, my nice little fucking desert destination. Where all my friends have family members in. Nah, fuck that. Why would I care? Why should I care? Yeah, hashtag BLM. Stop anti-Semitism. That's it. That's why the red line always for me on whether or not someone is progressive is always like progressive for everything but Palestine. Like that's a joke in certain leftist circles where it's like everybody's progressive until it comes to Palestine. Okay? And there are a lot of people like this. They just don't care. They just simply do not fucking care and haven't cared. Israel sure is more powerful, but they can't use that force against Hamas since they are hiding in the civilian population. And although Israel is trying not to hurt innocent people, it simply isn't possible to fight Hamas like that. Dude, Israel is not a fucking Godzilla-like kaiju tentacle monster that is not controlling its fucking violent urges, okay? It's not like this is a natural disaster. There is a way that you can actually stop doing that, okay? It's by, I don't know, not fucking bombing buildings where there's babies and shit in it, okay? Oh, sorry, school that, has Hamas weapons inside of it. I know that there might be kids there in the region, but we're still going to bomb you. It's such a fucking insane thing, dude. Like, you are literally just basically saying, sorry, RIP to those kids, but I'm different, okay? That is all you're saying. What you are doing in that situation is saying, sorry, they deserved to die. I need you to comprehend this. I need you to say it with your entire chest instead of hiding behind like carefully constructed IDF propaganda. Okay? You are saying RIP to those fucking kids they
Thank you for
deserve to
9
fucking
months. I will
die,
keep
and
up the
here
good
is why.
content and good
Okay,
luck with all
that's
your
the
endeavors.
honesty.
GL on the
You
house
need to be
key.
honest about it. There is no difference between what you are saying and what this person is saying. The only
Thank you for
difference
this.
is that person
Sub
is
for
at least a little bit brutally honest when she says, I'm just a little bit fascist. You are too. You know? And some motherfuckers will take it one step further and literally just be like, well, we were victims of fascism, so now we get to do it. So is it right in the first place for Hamas to place those weapons near kids? Is nothing new? It's horrible. Dude, Hamas isn't killing the fucking kids, though. Israel is. There is obviously a different way to deal with it than fucking bombing entire schools and hospitals or sniping medics and then literally lying about it and saying that, oh, actually, that medic that we sniped, well, that medic was being used as a meat shield, and then putting out deceptively edited fucking video footage to make it seem that way, and then getting fucking exposed that it wasn't that way, and you just literally sniped a fucking Palestinian medic, which is a war crime. But who gives a fuck about war crimes when you're literally committing genocide, when you're doing ethnic cleansing? And whenever you talk about like Hamas is doing this, Hamas is doing that, it doesn't fucking matter. You want to know why? Because even if Hamas wasn't doing anything, it's not like fucking Israel was like, oh yeah, we're totally going to leave the Palestinians in the West Bank free of and allow them to survive. Like, what's going on? No, stop saying it matters. It matters to you only because you want to justify ethnic cleansing by a much more powerful fucking force that has literal sovereignty over a land that does not belong to them. Okay? That's fucking crazy, dude. It's fucking nuts. You literally don't give a shit. You don't care. Like, I need to talk about,
At Hasanabi, I'm from Israel and I'm Palestine. Currently the streets are a war zone. Police shooting, rubber bullets everywhere, even pregnant ladies getting shot.
There is a
kids are
video
getting
that I
killed, and
saw
I've got
of,
pepper
what was it,
sprayed.
like
I'm
Jeremy
scared.
Renner or
Can't go
something?
anywhere. We are stuck here.
The new GTA Israel mode gives civilians a little pocket knife so you feel better about going on a murderous rampage. Yeah. And pebbles, too. A man was taken out of his car and beaten in Bat Yam for being suspected of being an Arab in what Israeli media is calling a lynch. Yeah, it's censored. Anyway, listen. Hamas isn't killing those kids. It's just throwing them directly in the path of bombs because it's Hamas. Dude, I gotta repeat this again. This is not an earthquake, you fucking idiot. Actual Israeli human beings are launching those bombs in the direction of children, knowing full well that, let's say Hamas is literally putting them as meat shields, okay? Like, the bombs don't need to be thrown regardless. Is that the only way to fucking deal with conflict? What an insane fucking take. You literally are saying that if you are trying to defend Israel, bombing fucking kids, you are basically saying that these are bloodthirsty animals that literally can't control themselves, and Hamas should know better than to use kids as a shield, okay? That's what you're saying, because the other side, they're bloodthirsty maniacs. They can't control themselves. They have to keep lobbing bombs into a residential neighborhood that they themselves have fucking occupied and shut off from the rest of the world. Insane. In fucking sane. Crowder put you in a vid? Oh, hell yeah. I continue about it on my show. No, the NGO.
I do not get what Catholic priests see in these kids.
Hasanabi, thanks for everything you do.
Questions
19
to
months
ask me
and
questions
still
about
going.
Andy NGO.
You have changed my worldview
to
towards my
see if
fellow
I was
human.
like
Thank you
in
for
support
showing
of
me a
what
more
happened,
kind
and
of
I was
side
like,
to people who are unique.
yeah, no, I talked about it on my show. So I made fun of him originally, and then I continued after I found more information out about him.
This is what I'm talking.
Hell yeah, dude. What? I'm sorry. Wait, did I stutter? My bad, bro. Fuck Andy. No, okay. Fuck him. Then you want Israel to just get shot and don't defend themselves? Because that's basically what you are saying. Israel just can't compromise their citizens? Dude, what is this, like, the best defense is genocide take? Like, you keep saying the best defense is genocide, okay? Like, it's so fucking stupid, dude. Do you believe they should have been never settled there? Or it should have just been done while respecting Palestinians who were already there? I can't speak to the fucking nation building project of Zionists and like what would have been a better ground for all Jewish people that have been historically oppressed to reside in and like build a nation state. But no matter what the fuck happens, there should have never been a fucking two-state solution, and it should have always been a single state where Jews, despite immigrating into the country in massive numbers, never touched the fucking Palestinians who were Christian, Jewish, and Muslim that were living in these neighborhoods, instead of literally fucking paving the shit out of their neighborhoods and building their own. Yeah, we saw this yesterday. It doesn't matter. They're using that. This is not going to stop people from fucking... It's not genocide. That's very reductionist. Sorry, it's settler terrorism committed by an occupying colonialist ethno-state in their endless bloodshed towards their overall ethno-state goal for the fascist Zionist ideology that they have. That's reductionist, bro. No, when motherfuckers say like what Israel's doing is not genocide, you're reductionist. All you basically want is a justification. Like, you're not saying that it is justifiable to do the fucking horrific things that Israel is doing because the other side has fucking pebbles. And there is a militant group that lobs rockets into Israel that get intercepted immediately by the Iron Dome. Oh, my bad. Israel should just sit there and let Hamas shoot literal thousands of rockets at them. Don't dodge that question. I never did, you fucking moron. I literally never did. Yeah, guess what happens when fucking Hamas launches rockets at Israel? Israel's Iron Dome protects Israel, okay? You know what happens when Israel launches rockets into Gaza? It's not fucking Hamas terrorists that are getting killed. It's fucking kids. Hey, by the way, the Sheikh Jarrah resident, Mohammed Kurd, who has been on CNN, here he is, boys. Remember how he was talking to CNN and MSNBC and shit? And I said, wow, this is incredible that, like, we're actually seeing a Palestinian talking about Israel's, like, colonial actions. This is all the result of years of indoctrination and wars. The only solution, I believe, is a dual state, just like you said.
Can we
no,
just
I
bring
never
out the
said
ovens
dual
already,
state.
man? Let
I
the
said
Jews burn
single
pop.
state. I did not say dual state. I said single state with equal laws for all the people that live on that land. And reparations, too, on top of that, to Palestinians. 1,000%. Wait, the kid in the Guardian video is Mohammed El Kurd? Really?